What's up, everybody? Watching On Air with Nate Java podcast. Yo, I'm here with my man, George, man. I'm not here with who everybody thought my guest was tonight, George Soros, but I'm here tonight with an even better George.
That's right. They called in the backup. Here he is.
Easy.
Straight left the wife at the house. We having fights, but I'm here to fill in.
What's up, bro?
That's what happens when you call in the second string.
No, bro, you are the A string.
The A string, yeah.
So, how you been doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Life is good. Got a baby on the way. Got a big project.
What's that feel like?
Scary.
What are you scared about?
Just being responsible for another human being, and it's mine, and I got to take care of it and hopefully raise it and be a good role model and a good dad and provider. All of those things, the responsibilities of peak male adulthood coming to a crescendo.
Peak male adulthood.
That's it.
That's going to be the name of this podcast. having a kid's different for different types of people. I want to tell you something that I heard one time. You tell me if there's anything to this.
It's going to be crazy.
Okay. So, man, I saw this video one time from a psychologist.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that the reason men have problems with having children is because women are kind of gauged from the beginning of their lives. Like when they're babies, they're like giving a little kid to carry around and then we're giving like cars.
G.I. Joes.
Yeah, and this stuff.
Yeah. Glorious collection. Those are all your kids.
You think
all 300 that are
truth to that?
I don't know. I think women are always the nurturers, right? And men are the providers, protectors. I guess that's if you stereotypical gender roles. I don't know if we get in trouble saying that these days.
No, man,
not anymore because Donnie won. So now we can talk about it. But,
Donnie won, so we saw.
Yeah, Donnie won, so nothing is off limits anymore. Everybody knows that. But no, man, I don't know. I just think I'm very happy and proud, to be a dad. I think back about my dad and my relationship with him and what went well, what went bad. So this is a coming of age story, bro.
Yeah. I mean, we all had some bad stuff happen to us growing up. Like, you ever get beat up when you were a little kid?
Oh yeah. My mouth wrote a lot of checks I couldn't cash.
Oh no. Yo, what's one of the times you got beat up? You're like, damn, I shouldn't have said that. And you're thinking about it as you're getting like whipped.
Oh, it was 8th grade, and
you remember what year it was?
Yeah, it's the worst whooping I ever took, and that's before I started with boxing with my dad because I came home mangled.
Real quick after that.
I came home mangled. I was wearing remember DX?
Yeah,
I was wearing a DX. Yeah, I was a DX shirt, and there was these high school. You would have to walk. This was in North Bergen. You'd have to walk past.
You said North where?
North Bergen in New Jersey. New Jersey.
Yeah.
So you had to walk past the high school to get home. At least I did. So there was a bunch of high schoolers, and they were bigger and older, and they were talking shit about DX. And I was
bigger
like,
and older than you?
Oh yeah. And I was like, yo, suck it. And then
you
people
literally looked at the biggest and oldest person I've ever met.
You're crazy. So I told him,
yo,
suck it. And I did the DX thing, and he's like, say that shit again, you won't. And I was like, suck it, because I didn't think I was getting mad.
Twice?
Yeah.
Yo, that's my guy.
And then,
guys, can I tell you something? I want to tell you guys something. That man is 100% saving them.
And then finally accepted. And they chased me. So the minute they started running at me, I know I had to run. And they caught me, and they put a whooping on me bad. Yeah. Hey, man, it happens. You take your licks, and then you learn. And I was like, never again, bro.
You're like, I probably shouldn't tell 4 or 5 people to suck it.
Yeah, probably not. And then I came home, and my dad was like, what happened to you? I was like, oh, I got jumped. And he was like, what did you do? And he was like, oh, I told these kids to suck it. And he was like, what's wrong with you?
He asked you what you did?
Yeah, of course.
He knew you were giving him a smoke.
And he was like, tomorrow you're going to go back there and you're going to smack that kid that hit you. You're just going to hit him one time as hard as you can in the face and run. And I was like, all right, bet. So I went back and then I was looking for the kid and I found him and I was like, yo, I was like, sorry, bro. My dad told me, and I hit him as hard as I could. And that's the first time I hit someone. I felt the pain in my hand.
You're pretty strong.
But that when you're in 8th grade, bro. So, and then I got whooped again. And then he ended up being my friend.
Of course he did, because he knew you punched back.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
You know, random story.
I tell you, man, it's a lot different fighting regulation than street fighting.
Oh, sure.
Because regulation, I mean, there's rules.
Yeah.
Street fighting, yo, you can die, bro.
You can also bite somebody.
Yeah.
You know, go fierce.
I mean, let's hypothetically say you were winning.
Yeah.
And a guy accidentally fell. He could bite your sack or something.
Oh no.
You would say some crazy shit like that. He could accidentally bite your sack. Yeah, but you could also like punch someone and they could fall weird on the street and die, and then you're going to jail.
With Bubba.
With Bubba,
Next
yeah.
thing you know, you're in jail with Bubba and Raekwon.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, my name's George. You know what? Yo, bro,
Suck it. Suck it.
Yo, you just pulled that all the way around. You just pulled that joke all the way around.
Like Donnie, you got to be in the web. You know, you got to be.
You know, you were quick. You were quick.
You got to be in the web.
Right,
everything is a weave.
I give you 100 on that.
Everything is a weave.
You pulled that all the way around. So Donald Trump won.
Yes.
Okay, a lot of people mad about this.
Yes.
You know, what's your thoughts, man?
I know my boss is going to see this and he's going to probably punch me when I go to the office, but I think it's a commentary on
wait.
society.
Is he a liberal?
No. He's conservative, but not all the way to the right. So like Donnie.
He's conservative, but he's not on board with Trump.
No. He's a man of like virtue and
so what you're saying
morals.
Is when he punches, it ain't just like, hey.
No, he'll
straight fist.
He'll chip you up. Yeah. He punches hard.
I was just trying to gauge it. Hey, sorry, sir. Go ahead.
But I think that's a commentary on the population. You know, me as a Hispanic, raised by conservatives, be Catholic most of my life, Christian now, you're kind of told what's right, what's wrong. And then the only people that ever tell you that are your parents, your family, your educators, your boss, your coaches. But when regular people in society that don't know you are trying to tell you what to say and how to say it, or label you something when you don't agree with them, labeling me something random because I asked a question or second guess something, you know, that's what happens. This is exactly what happens. You know, there's a pushback, but there's always like an ebb and flow. I think Trump was seen as such a negative person, and then Biden seemed to be the answer to that. The nice guy. He's not going to say mean tweets. He's not going to say anything that can misconstrued.
Hey, so we saw how that went.
So they put him in, and then everyone was like, well, now Trump's going to be the more aggressive. He's going to bring the economy back, control the border. Everything is like the yin and the yang, you know? We just overcorrected. I think Trump is a hard overcorrection.
Now, you being Hispanic.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Are you sometimes like, oh, I hate these American tacos?
No, you learn to appreciate American food, but you also find it crazy when like we'll have people over and we'll cook them like Puerto Rican food or Spanish food that they're familiar with, and when you make it at the house, they're like, "Oh, this is like incredible."
Puerto Rican, I know different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
What would go on a Puerto Rican taco?
Pork, like pernil. You like a roasted,
now, is that like
crispy pork.
Pulled chicken, pulled pork?
No, pulled pork is like soft and tender, and pernil is like the outside is very crispy, and the inside is kind of tender. So it's like a mixed, it's like adobo, sazon, salty.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, man, it's good.
If you ever want to help any of your white friends out like me and cook me some of those adobo tacos.
This guy, I'll make you some Puerto Rican food.
Sounds pretty good. Now let's get on to more serious topics.
What do you got?
You like brown rice or white rice?
White rice.
You sound like a racist.
Yeah, you can't say colors no more. I like the neutral rice. Yeah.
So me and you were talking the other day. You are creating a video game.
That's my secret, but thank you very much for outing it out. Yep.
Well,
Yep.
We don't have to talk about this if you don't want to.
No, I'm open book, man.
All right, good, because I'm definitely not editing it out.
That's great to know. False pretenses.
So, what do you think goes into making a great video game? Like just in general, because I feel like a lot of times I don't know what it is, and I don't know how this happens. George, tell me. You have a great idea. Me and you are both X-Men fans, right?
Yeah, of course.
So why do they always put people on a video game or a movie that knows nothing about the source material?
You know, that's when I started this track, you know, my wife's been real supportive. She's a software developer. So I just asked questions like, how crazy of an idea is this? And she hooked me up with Udemy. So if anybody really wants to do this too, the classes are there. I called someone at Epic and I talked to them, and I found out that there's like 5 layers to producing a video game. And the developer's layer 1.
You said 5 layers.
5 layers. The developer, the guy working on it, making the character, is 1 level. Then design is level 2. And then gameplay mechanics is level 3. And then you have the story and basically final approval level 4 and 5.
That's when the lawyers come in.
Yeah, so you could have an idea for a character like Wolverine, right? You want to make him a certain body type. Right. You have to send that request all the way up the line. The producer's going to be like, no, make Wolverine X23, make him female for this game. And then it comes back down, and now you have to make something that you didn't envision you had to make, but you work at the company and this is your project. And people aren't making passion projects. They're part of a machine, and they're trying the best they can, but look what happened with Dragon Age Veilguard. That was a train wreck. Hot train wreck.
Tell me about it.
Well, the thing with that game came out
because I heard a bunch of stuff about this game.
Well, it's got a huge following,
but it had a lot of negativity to it.
Well, it's just
a lot, bro. And I'm gonna tell you something. I've never played a game.
Yeah,
but I've even seen some of the stuff that.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. People play games, watch movies, read comics, entertainment for escapism. Right? They don't want to hear about Donald Trump. They don't want to hear about any of that shit. They want to play a game. Yeah, they want to just play a game and escape for a while. And what they did is they put a lot of really hot, explosive topics in this game. They put, you know, sexuality, gender, what it means to be trans. To pick a male or female character. Yeah, it could mean anything. It means pick a male or female character. Or make them however you want them to look. But the story of like, you're trans and you have to accept your companion who's trans, and then there's a mission where you have to sit through a conversation with the trans character talking to their mom and accepting them, and that stuff is I've never seen some of that stuff in games. And it's not like, who am I to say it belongs there, it doesn't belong there? You advocate with that with your wallet. If you think it belongs there, you buy the game and support the company, and you send a message like, hey, we love it.
Yeah.
Or if you don't buy the game and the game tanks and the company is now about to go under, that should be the, hey, people don't really want this in games right now. Not yet.
Now, if I was going to create a video game.
I can imagine what's coming out of your mouth next.